A week after the ambush killing of two New York City police officers, tens of thousands have turned out for a funeral for one of the fallen. Officer Rafael Ramos was remembered at a service a few kilometers from where he was actually killed. The other officer, Wenjian Liu, originally from China, will be buried at a later date. CCTV's Nathan King reports both officers were posthumously promoted, and Ramos was also made an honorary chaplain.
After the casket carrying Rafael Ramos arrived at the church, a sea of blue uniforms followed. Thousands of police officers from New York and across the US turned out to honor one of their own, shot dead last week while on duty. It was a somber and emotionally charged gathering for a New York policeman who many said epitomized the motto of the police department.
They were a part of New York's finest, and that's not an idle phrase. This is probably the finest police department in the world. The finest police department in the world. They earned that praise.
Ramos always wanted to be a policeman. He had served only about 3 years on the force when he and his partner were shot in the front seat of their patrol car. The 40-year-old Ramos leaves behind a wife and 2 sons. New York's mayor paid tribute.
Our hearts are aching today. We feel it physically. We feel it deeply. New York City has lost a hero, a remarkable man because of the depth of his commitment to all around him.
Saturday's service, however, was not without controversy. As New York City's mayor spoke, many police officers in the crowd turned their backs. They are angry at Bill de Blasio for his public comments supporting demonstrations against police after the controversial chokehold killing of an unarmed black man in New York. Some have even blamed the death of the 2 policemen on comments made by the mayor. The officers were shot by a gunman whose social media posts suggest he was inspired by protests against police brutality. In the wake of the shootings, New York City's mayor called for a halt to demonstrations until after the funerals. But protesters ignored the plea. Anti-police brutality demonstrations have gained momentum around the US in recent weeks, especially in Missouri, following another fatal shooting of a black teenager by a white police officer said to have acted in self-defense. Nathan King, CCTV, Washington.